In what seems to be like a side story in our Parasha Chukat, the Torah tells us the following story. The Israelite, now it is the second generation of the Israelites in the wilderness, in the desert, and they continue what their fathers did the best. They complaining about the food. Why do you take us here to die in the desert? We want to go back to Egypt, and so on and so forth. There is a punishment this time resulting from this non-appropriate complaint, and some sort of a disease or a plague of snakes and serpents are going into the camp of the Israelites. After some time, Moses is praying to Hashem, what should I do now? What should I do next? And Hashem is telling him, you take a cane, a staff, and build on top of it a figure of a snake, like the ones that are biting you. Walk with it in the camp. Whenever the Israelites looked at it later on, each one after they got beaten, they looked at the cane, the snake, and they were healed. Ask the Midrash right away, what is this thing? V'chinachash memit or nachash mechayeh? Is it the snake that kills and the snake that heals? Obviously, that's not the case. But to tell you, says the Midrash, even a song composed over this, שבזמן שהיו ישראל, in that time that Israel were looking up, the staff was a long one. When they looked up in the staff, they saw the heavens, and they remembered their Father in heaven, Hashem, and how they betrayed him, and they did teshuvah, repented, and because of that they were healed. Because of that they were cured. Because they understood now they fixed the wrong, so the punishment doesn't suit them anymore. In our life together as couples, we have conflicts, we have struggles, and this is perfectly fine, that's okay. It's sometimes though, this conflicts, minor things, can cause a wrong way of speech, blaming discourse. Let me explain. Happened to me once. Avia, my wife, asked me, please go and buy diapers for the baby. I went there and apparently there are like 100 types of diapers. And I was not sure if it's number 3, number 4, something like that. So should I not take anything, go back home? Or will she be more pleased if I take a guess? Eventually I took both numbers, or 3 of them, and went home, and she was furious. Why do you take, what's a waste of money? Here for sure you're doing a mistake. In my thinking I was doing, at least for sure, one of them is going to be right, and she's going to be happy, and the baby is going to have a diaper eventually. When we talked about this later, it hit us that such a minor issue became a bigger issue. And when one person blames the other stands now in a position of a defense and blames back. And the whole discourse is something that is a distancing communication rather than something getting us closer to each other. So again, the talk that comes after that, the way of speak, is bad. Every couple, therefore, needs to have some sort of a staff that at the top of it there is a sign that tells them, stop right here. Look from a little general perspective. What is happening? How is going down? And the best thing, if it can be something more humoristic, take a bill and ding. Well, okay, let's solve it later. Let's talk about this later. Now, in time of anger, it's not a time to solve this issue, that issue. We need to have signs to remind us how much we love, how much we want to be closer to each other. And this type of talk, of chatting, of a blaming talk that make us detached or more distant from each other is not the right way. When there's starting of development of a negative distancing talk, the sign is raised, we calm down. We might better if it can be something humoristic that can laugh about. In our house, it's just a look. Avia looks at me and I understand exactly, something is wrong. I need to lower the tones and talk in a more normal way. What happens if you take my advice and build this sort of a sign? What happens is that right away we both understand that we are in the same side. We're not confronting each other. Who is right, therefore who is wrong? No. We are here the same side, the same boat. We want to solve things in the best way possible. It enables us a communication, a close in communication that makes us closer to each other. So this is my advice for you for this Shabbat. Take some sort of a bell, of a sign, of a snake if you want. Whenever you see that for a silly reason, the talk is becoming a contaminating, a dirty talk, a talk of blame and criticism that is distancing us instead of getting us closer, raise this sign and talk about it 10 minutes later. Shabbat Shalom.